allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Supervisor Wehan.
Here.
Councilman McCarthy.
Here.
Councilwoman Noack.
Here.
Councilwoman Inzarello.
Here.
Councilman Lohman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we'll begin this afternoon, sitting as Board of Water Commissioners, Deputy Clerk.
We have the minutes of March 4th. Resolutions 2 and number 4 are for transfers between budget accounts. The next is the town clerk to advertise for bid 2526, water distribution supply materials. An amendment of agreement with H2M Architects and Engineers dated April 11th to modify the rate schedule and further extend said agreement for a one-year term. And the last is a full-time provisional appointment of Kerry Miller to the position of senior account clerk.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wehan.
Yes. Reconvene as Town Board.
For under appointments by supervisors, Stephanie Velaz Shazaz to the Youth Advisory Board with a term of office from March 21st to December 31st, 2026. On correspondence, the Building Department report for February on St. Philip's and James Carnival, June 12th to June 15th, from 5 to 10 p.m., subject to the conditions in a memorandum from the Public Safety Director. The Ronkonkoma Rotary, Lieutenant Michael P. Murphy Run, June 28th, from 5 until 7. And the last one is the Wisconsin Day, August 24th, from 10 to 5. Under public hearings, it's the Town Board to consider amendments to Chapter 322 of the Town Code entitled Zoning as it relates to Article 12 Board of Appeals. And Simone Freeman, Assistant Town Attorney, is here to describe the amendment.
Good afternoon, Supervisor, members of the board. The purpose of this public hearing is for the board to consider amending Section 322-80 of the Town Code to incorporate a provision allowing the appointment of 2 alternate members to the BZA. Alternates will be appointed by town resolution for a term of 2 years and compensated on a per diem basis at a rate established by the town board. When a member of the Board of Zoning Appeals is unable to participate in an application, the chairman will have the ability to appoint an alternate member to participate in his or her place, and alternates would serve on a rotating basis and would be subject to all the provisions of law that currently apply to the board members. Unless anyone has any questions, this concludes. my
Any questions by the board?
No.
Anyone in the audience wish to be heard on this public hearing? There being none, close the hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Wehan.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello.
Yes.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes. I make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Supervisor Wehan.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello.
Yes.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Okay, on the consent agendas, resolutions 1 to 12, on resolutions 1 and 5, and the minutes of March 4th.
Councilman Lohman.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Anyone on the board wish to remove any resolutions from the consent agenda?
No.
No, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Clerk.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wehan.
Yes.
On resolutions, authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following bids. Bid 2527 for a flatbed trailer, 28 for sporting goods, 29 arts and craft supplies, 32 athletic field marking paint, and 33 used articulated tractor with attachments.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wehan.
Yes.
Award the following bids and authorize the purchase of the associated goods or services. Bid 24103 for office cleaning services to Commercial Cleaning Long Island, and RFP 2517, caterer for senior citizen food service to Zan's Kosher Deli and Restaurant.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wehan.
Yes.
Town Board to approve the following: ratification of the Director of Public Safety's execution of an agreement with Larimore Associates, the appointment of Mary Ann Bordenaro, and the appointment of Kathleen Reckonen, Mary Ann as Deputy Registrar and Kathleen as Sub-Registrar of Vital Statistics with an annual stipend of $2,500. Rescind Resolution 2024-253 approved by the Town Board on March 5th regarding Trex Company. Appointment of Stephanie Velaz Shazaz to the Youth Advisory Board. The adoption of the Town of Smithtown Kings Park Downtown Revitalization Master Plan. 2025 budget allocation agreement for the provision of $40,000 to the Smithtown Township Arts Council. Extension of bid 2342, masonry items with State Material Mason Supply. An agreement with Global Fueling Systems to provide professional monitoring services for fuel storage tanks at the Smithtown and Kings Park Highway Yards. A 2025 budget allocation agreement for the provision of $40,000 to the Smithtown Historical Society, the same provision of $40,000 to the Smithtown Center for Performing Arts. The next 5 resolutions are for adoptions of Town Code amendments. The first 2 are Chapter 322, Article X, in regards to sign permits, 322 in regards to fees for applications to the Board of Zoning Appeals, Chapter 112, building construction in regard to fees. Chapter 101, Department of Parks, Building and Grounds in regards to overnight parking. And the last is Chapter 248, entitled subdivision of land in regard to fees.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Leonhardt?
Yes.
The town board to issue a written consistency determination pursuant to Chapter 151 that coastal consistently review 2025-02 for Brett Lawrence and 2025-05 for Given Park Welcome Center are consistent with the local water revitalization plan as stated in a memorandum from the planning director.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Leonhardt?
Yes.
Authorize the supervisor to execute the following resolutions on a form approved by the town attorney. An agreement with Trex Company Incorporated to purchase recycled polyethylene collected by the town of Smithtown at a rate of 14 cents per pound. The town attorney or appropriate official to enter into a stipulation of settlement or agreement and consent to the entry of an order in regard to various tax certiorari matters. An agreement with HSI Workplace Compliance Solutions for subscriptions to the Safety Skills Enterprise Pro Learning Management System for various training courses. An agreement between the Recreation Department and 0 Point Energy Training Center to provide specialized service and programs. Agreement with Cataldo Grasso Architects for professional architectural services for the construction of a new barbecue pavilion structure at the Hoyt Farm Nature Preserve. Agreement with Wisconsin Athletic Association for the donation of a storage shed to be used as a concession stand at Sprofara Browns Road Park. And an agreement with Dover Gourmet Corporation to install, maintain, and operate vending machines at various town-owned facilities from April 1st through December 1st, 2025.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Leonhardt?
Yes.
Authorize the following amendment to the Uniform Traffic Code and authorize the Traffic Safety Department to install and maintain the necessary signs. A no parking at Harvest Lane West from Wheatley Place to Split Trail Place, the hours from 8 to 2 p.m. on school days. A no parking on Merchant Drive northeast from Middle Country Road for 57 feet north, and Merchant Drive west from Middle Country Road for 118 feet north, and that would be for all days.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Leonhardt?
Yes.
The town board to approve the following personnel matters. It's A to P and R. Q has been rescinded.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Leonhardt?
Yes. Okay, that concludes resolutions.
Yes,
Do we have any speakers?
we have 2.
Two, okay. Before we start with public speakers, public participation is subject to the rules of decorum, which you should have on your speaker cards as per Town Code Section 76.7. Public portion is for town-related matters only. Any unsubstantiated, unverified, and material false information will be interrupted. The 3-minute rule will be strictly enforced. When you hear the tone, you have 1 minute to complete your statements. Thank you very much.
Joanne Varello? They left? And Rob Trotter? Both left?
Hello.
Before you start, how are you?
Good. How are
Before you
you?
start, I don't know if you heard my instructions about the public portion. You were outside?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna repeat it. Public participation is subject to the rules of decorum which you have on your speaker card as per Town Code Section 76.7. Public portions for town-related matters only. Any unsubstantiated and verified or material false information will be interrupted. The 3-minute rule will be strictly enforced. When you hear the tone, that means you have 1 minute to complete your statement.
We won't have to worry about the 3-minute rule. I'll be really quick. So I'm really just here, to gain an understanding. I was at the last community forum where it was obvious there was a lot of dissension around the Kings Park project. Both from that community meeting, just social media and talking to, several hundred people. So I'm just wondering, at this point, I assume it's passed, but I was wondering how that feedback was incorporated into this final plan and the final decision.
Are you talking about, which project are you talking about?
I'm specifically talking about the Tansy project.
Okay, so the Tansy project, there's nothing on the agenda about that today, right? The Kings Park Master Plan was approved today, so if you have questions on that, I would advise you talk to our planning department. They could explain to you anything you need to know about the Kings Park Master Plan,
Okay.
okay?
So when is an opportunity to talk about
You
the
can,
Tansy project?
when is an opportunity to talk about it?
Correct.
Whenever it comes
That
up
was
for
the
site
question.
plan, there'll be site plans, the planning has it now. The last involvement with the Tansy project was Board of Zoning Appeals decisions. So right now, that is over, Board of Zoning Appeals completed, it is with the planning department.
Okay, so is there any other opportunity to, impact the decisions that are made? I guess the question is, or am I wasting my
The next
time?
impact would be when a site plan is reviewed by our departments, the site plan will be sent over to the town board. It goes on an agenda, and the town board will vote on the site plan.
Okay, but the project is already in the books at that point. It's the site plan.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Rob Trotter? I don't have any other cards.
Okay, that completes speakers. Before we close the meeting, I'd like to just announce that Regina Burke will be retiring. This will be her last board meeting. So Regina, we want to thank you, myself and the town board, for 20 years of devoted service. You have done a wonderful job for the town of Smithtown, and we want to congratulate you and wish you all the best in retirement. Don't be a stranger. Come back and visit, and I'll have the clerk hand you this proclamation on behalf of the board. So thank you for your service and the great work you've done.
Thank you for making my job so easy.
It's been a pleasure to work with, and you've done a great job and a great service to the Smithtown residents, so thank you.
Thanks.
With that, I will move to close.
Supervisor Wareheim.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzerillo.
Yes.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
It's gonna be.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for attending.
Yeah.